Well, Catherine, some people say nasty things. And she said, "Mom, I'm not going to be nasty. I'm always going to try to be kind."
Our mission is Song and Story for Healing and Hope. We meet all kinds of wonderful people, celebrating life, working through a challenge, grieving a loss, searching for solace. I write a song that captures their story, and I hope that it helps along their journey, and our journey too. My name is David Kaufman, and this is the one I wrote for you. Hey, here we are in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, a small town about 2 hours north of Philadelphia, and home to an extraordinary woman, Catherine Riley. This is glorious. We've got a snowstorm going on in the middle of March, but in the words of our friend Catherine, it is what it is. We are going to make the best of our day. It is all good. I met Catherine a few years ago when she attended one of my concerts. After the show, she approached me and shared how some of my songs have made an impact on her life. But as soon as I began to hear her story, I realized the impact she was making on so many other people's lives. We kept in touch. I had great conversations with her mother, Nola, and I became inspired by her wisdom and her grace and her yes I can attitude. Let's go meet Catherine. Hey! Hello! Oh yeah, a lot of snow out there. Hello! How are you? Good to see you.
Me too. I missed
It's
you.
been forever. It's great to see you. It's great
Oh
to be
my
here.
gosh.
Hey y'all. Good to see you too. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for coming.
You bet.
We're thrilled.
That's my dad.
How are you,
You're
sir?
younger than I thought you'd be.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Me
how
and
about
your dad
that?
were all old.
Yeah. The Riley family was so gracious to invite us into their home to get to know Catherine a little more, her mom and dad, her sister, her nieces. We began with Catherine and the extraordinary relationship that Catherine has with her mother, Nola Riley.
She came and she said to me, "Mom, somebody said something that was terrible to me today."
I was actually offended and upset at what that person said. And I just didn't know how people can act like that in front of people like that, And I guess it just hurt my feelings because I'm not, I may be different, doesn't matter.
She said, "Mom, I don't want you to be upset about this." She said, "It hurt and I'm over it." Okay, but she said, "I'm not going to do anything to be nasty to other people because I decided that I'm going to be kind. No matter what happens, I'm going to be kind."
And over the phone, Nola told me the story of the moment when Catherine said, "I'm going to be kind, Mom. I'm going to be kind anyway." I was so struck by that, and in that moment, the song began to get its own life. There is no soul that doesn't know the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to you. Can you tell us about your mom?
She's my heart, I love her so much.
I love you too.
She's actually a part of my inspiration.
Yeah.
She fills my, she fills me up.
Yeah.
My dad, he's a very, very important part of my life. I guess he always protects me from the outside world. He always talks to me about different things, what's happening, and I actually just sit there and listen to him.
We learned that Catherine has had many speaking engagements throughout Pennsylvania and the Northeast, at colleges and conferences, not just about living with Down syndrome, but moving way beyond that. Her talks became about how to live and how to love, no matter your circumstances. And over time, she developed a credo, a way to live, a way of life. She calls it Catherine's Philosophy, 7 Truths to Live By. How did it come about that you ended up, over some measure of time, writing all those philosophies down and saying, this is how I'm going to live my life?
I guess when I first started speaking, I think I wanted people to see that when I go to a college or to a center or whatever, so let them hear that you can do the same thing that I can do. It is challenging, but step by step, you can make it to that, to reach for the stars and follow your dreams. My philosophy: can't is a non-existent word. Try your best in everything you do. Always trust in God. Believe in yourself. Follow your dreams and reach for the stars. Find the goodness in people. What is. Face that fact can enrich your life. Make every day count.
All right.
It was such a blast to spend time with Catherine and her family and friends, to hear how her life has made such an impact on others. We had the opportunity to meet with some of those folks one-on-one to get a deeper insight into how Catherine's philosophy, how Catherine's way of being has made an impact way beyond Hazleton, Pennsylvania.
When she graduated high school, I remember being so excited for her graduation. I remember feeling like that was a big deal, and watching her do that. When she spoke, read one of her poems on the Easter Seals Telethon in Hazleton, I brought my friends in from college and we sat in the audience. We were really touched by that.
She's always willing to listen, and she genuinely takes such an interest in your interests, even if it's like something that deep down she's not interested in. She'll be like, tell me about it, it's so cool. Like she takes the time to care, and that's so kind because she doesn't have to do that.
I think that Catherine is just a normal person like everyone else, and she should be treated like everyone else.
People deserve to know that she's obsessed with the Hallmark Channel or the great poems she writes and all of her great writings, and that she's a great godmother, and there's so many things to know about her despite or in spite of her having Down syndrome.
You just can't help being friends with Catherine. She just comes up to you and welcomes you as her friend, and I don't know if you can really describe how you become friends, because she just comes up to you and welcomes you into her life, and you just become part of her life. That's just her nature. It's just the goodness of Catherine.
She never would say anything negative, nothing bad. She's always upbeat, and that it just shines through all the time when you're talking with Catherine. One of her philosophies about being kind, it's actually one of Mother Teresa's top 10 philosophies for a happy life, and one of them is people are going to be mean to you, be kind anyway. It's in her nature, just to be kind. And
people would often look at Catherine and say, oh, handicap challenge. No, we've got the handicap, she doesn't. An unbelievable ability to quickly size up everything that's going on, and that just never-ending fun, exuberance, and joy that just rolls out of her.
I got all your CDs.
Oh my gosh, that's
The Hand to Hold, Surrender.
Of all the people that I've ever met, I think Catherine really looks at other people through the eyes of God. She doesn't put a mask over them, she doesn't cover them up. They are who they are, and she loves them just the way they are. And I think the world would be a better place if there were more Catherines in the world.
And now, it's time. It's time to sing the song inspired by our friend Catherine Riley. We've heard from her family. We've heard from her friends. This is the moment where I get really excited, really hopeful, a little bit anxious, I hope the song makes meaning for Catherine and how it names and celebrates her life. Well, okay, and now let me say, it's time. I've been waiting a long time to sing this song for you. And this goes back to the very first moment of having a conversation with your mom, Nola, and she told me that story of you making the decision, I'm gonna be kind anyway. And that just seems to me to be an absolute starting point, platform for the rest of your life. All the philosophies that you have come out of this place of kindness. They come out of a place of wanting to teach others, like first graders, them to learn better, how to say, yes, you can. Let's do this again. It's an extraordinary thing, and it's a lesson for all of us. So, Catherine, this is the one I wrote for you. Here we go.
There is no soul that doesn't know the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have done to you. Now and then some will ignore this and act out of fear. Yes, it hurts when a person is cruel and brings me to tears. A part of me can't take the hate, but the heart of me wants to be grace. So I'm kind anyway, that's what my heart tells me today. There is no good that comes from anything less. I'm kind anyway, my heart tells me that's the only way to behold the face of God and be blessed. Imagine a world where everyone tries their best. We all trust and love, we all believe in ourselves. Imagine we follow our dreams and reach for the stars, and finding goodness becomes who we are. I live my life in a way that brings goodness to this very day. That's why I'm kind anyway, that's what my heart tells me today. There is no good that comes from anything less. Oh, I'm kind anyway, my heart tells me that's the only way to behold the face of God and be blessed. Oh God, help me to see through your eyes, beyond the gray to blue skies. Fill my heart with care, here is my prayer. That I'm kind anyway, that's what my heart tells me today. There is no good that comes from anything less. Oh, I'm kind anyway, my heart tells me that's the only way to behold the face of God and be blessed. To behold the face of God and be blessed.
That was so beautiful, David. That you described me perfectly.
It's through meeting you, and I got to tell you, you are, I think Sharon said it, you're a teacher. You are a teacher. And I've learned from you. So thank you.
You're welcome.
David, that song was Catherine to a T. Really? Yeah, it's Catherine to a T.
What a talent.
Well, thanks be to God.
Looking at all the people here, it's amazing to have everyone part of my life here with me to celebrate.
Truth, what she's saying, you're saying we couldn't have done it without you, without all of you. And isn't it great to be able to say that, to have people that you can call friends and family and, you know, I mean, I'm getting older and I'm getting more nostalgic, but boy, is it a wake-up call that, you know, you're so blessed. You know, I mean, just here, everybody with our connections and with everything we have, you coming from San Antonio, which blows my mind. You know, it's just amazing. We're so blessed. All of us.
We are so grateful to Catherine Riley and the Riley family for letting us into your home a little bit, letting us into your hearts a little bit. We are so grateful to you, Catherine, for teaching us how to live, how to be kind anyway, no matter their circumstances. Thank you, Catherine, and thank you to the Riley family. Our mission is Song and Story for Healing and Hope. We meet all kinds of wonderful people, celebrating life, working through a challenge, grieving a loss, searching for solace. My name is David Kaufman, and this is The One I Wrote for You.